Howdy banger fans, Blayne Smith welcoming you to another Overkill Reviews, Bangers Weekly Metal Review Show. Yes, I'm back in the bar, the tests are coming back negative. I am not the father, I don't have COVID anymore, wicked. I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm also stoked that we just hit 333,000 subs, which is half of our way to 666,000 subs. So we'll do a little giveaway. Leave a comment, and we'll just pick someone out of a hat, and we'll send you a little thanks. And since it's me behind the desk, you know it's probably a wacky one. And hey, it's one of the wackiest bands that always puts a smile on my face. Let's listen to some Boris. Yes, it's the new album from Boris called, oh boy, this one's difficult to pronounce, W. Oh, that one's pretty easy. Out today, January 21st, 2022 on Sacred Bones Records. Formed in 1992, Boris is they're a band. If you're not familiar with Boris, explaining anything about them is really hard and would take a really long time. Even simple things. Would you like to know what genre they play? Well, they play whatever genre they want, whenever they want. Seriously, of the 154,951 bands on Metal Archives at the time of writing this, they are one of only 25 whose genre is simply listed as various. Just various, because it's too much. They are an incredibly singular band. W marks their somethingth release? I don't know. One, because look at this. I'm not counting all these. This is ridiculous. And two, you could argue about how to count them. They release different versions. They do all kinds of wacky stuff. So this whole thing could be a debate, because even the album we're talking about, W, it's called W because the last album was called No, which goes together with W to make Now. The last album ends on a song called Interlude, which sonically goes into the opening of this album. I want to go, oh my God, we're turning into a review in the middle of a bio. This is ridiculous. Boris got me again. On to the review. But of course, in true Boris fashion, this album isn't even the same genre as the album it's continuation of. No, or Dano, or whatever, was of the chaotic, noisy, punk, D-beat persuasion. W is falling far more in the airy world of dream pop, shoegaze, no wave. So yeah, if you're hoping for a metal album, hey, check out our Patreon page, where if you subscribe as a little bonus, the tip sheet we used to put up is now in video form. So while I'm already giving you 5 bands with Metal Monthly, I'm giving you another 5 albums every month, and doing a little joke for each of them. So thanks for subscribing if you do, and if you don't, head on over there and get that. Wowee. If you're still here, I'm gonna assume you're okay with talking about not metal music, and we can just all be adults about this. Well, you can be adults. I'm still gonna be a child and make dumb jokes. The opener is actually really cool in that it's a super minimal track that has a huge sound at the same time. It really fills up whatever space you're in, whether you're listening to it on some earbuds or on a nice speaker system in your living room. There's a big wall of sound going on, and there's some kind of everywhere drumming that, does a lot with a little. Isolina, the next track, keeps that minimal sound, and honestly, some of the tones, some of the tic-tacs, some of the sound effects, make the whole track sound like it plucked right out of the Katamari Damacy soundtrack and slapped on here, which I mean as a warm compliment and not a sick burn. But if you don't like the song, you're welcome to take that and dunk on the band with it. You have my blessing. From there, we get into the first single of the album, Drowning by Numbers, and that was a track you heard to kick off this review, where we get our first touch of heaviness as well. You get a bass line that I can't imagine you not liking, and that's the really cool thing about Boris. They're a band that, like I said, does whatever they want, but part of the reason they're embraced by metal so much is that even when they're making a dreamy synth pop whatever album, they'll still toss in a nice little metal chunk, and you go like, yeah, nice. And so it's like one of those bands, you know, where you're like, Rush isn't a metal band, but for some reason they're a metal band. To show this super cool contrast that I'm talking about, take a listen to The Fallen, and then meet me back here. Despite the fact that the song starts sounding like something that was playing in the vegan Hawaiian themed restaurant I ate at when I was in Tokyo. I know that's a lot to unpack, but we got to keep things moving. The track brings in the big tent pole of sound to prop up the middle that manages to be both really soft and really heavy at the same time. Again, it's that nice marriage of like, yeah, we play a lot of metal sometimes, but sometimes we don't. And yeah, if it's not clear yet that Boris do what they want, when they want, let's also toss an instrumental sludge track. It's the second to last on the album, and I'm rewarding you with some metal for making it this far. Good job. Do those guitars sound absolutely awesome. This is the secret to how any band that's able to make an enjoyable minimal album is able to do it, and it's something that Boris does all the time. And what that is making just one thing that sounds so good that you don't care about anything else around it, and that happens a bunch here. The problem with that, though, is that the songs I'm gushing the most about here in Drowning by Numbers, The Fallen, and You Will Know are definitely the tracks with the most going on them. And if you're taking this as a continuation of No, which was the band's best release in a while, then it's a great natural trail off. But if you've been tasked with just reviewing W, and we're not reviewing them together right now, then it's a little bit some good chunks kind of lightly strung together by sometimes not that much in between. Unlike that vegan Hawaiian restaurant in Tokyo, that place was so great. After we finished our meals, we ordered seconds to go and then ate them in the hotel room. So yeah, there's not a lot to criticize because the stuff I'm criticizing is the lack of stuff in between the stuff I like. So in our conclusion, I guess we can have a bit of a philosophical debate. Maybe down in the comments sections, leave a comment, like, subscribe. If a band releases 2 albums and says the albums are 2 parts of a whole, do we have to evaluate the 2 albums separately, or can one of the albums kind of lean on the other? I'm firmly in the that's cool by me dog camp. Albums have a narrative, and you can string together a narrative over multiple albums. Only an idiot would walk out of a sequel going, damn, I don't know what's happening. I mean, I didn't watch the first one, but this movie should be able to stand on its own. But on a list of things I can't get enough of, weird Japanese D-beat ranks up there with like dark sci-fi. So if I have to choose, I'm gonna choose Empire over Jedi every single time. I didn't review No, but it would have been an easy 4 out of 5 for me. So with an admitted bit of taper off, because endings are never as good as that juicy middle, I'm giving it 3.5 out of 5 skulls, and the prince is rolling those skulls. Thus we come to shout-out time, and I specifically say shout-out with not an S because I've given you a lot of music over the month. This is my tank is dry, but luckily there is a really cool, really unique album coming out that I didn't get a chance to talk about. It's Riverwood's Shadow and Flames. It's an independent release. It's already out. Unique, super weird Egyptian progressive metal Odyssey story, big, huge, double album kind of thing. If that sounds up your alley, it really delivers. Super cool record. I hope you check it out. And thanks again for coming out. You guys are great, and I hope to see you down below.